Okay, we are here with Jenn Hazeleger. I need my phone to read off her list of many, many, many accomplishments, which we've narrowed down to the past 3 years because that's how awesome she is. So she was the 2023 OBFA Derby Reserve Champion on June, right? Was it
Yes.
this? Yeah, so it was this horse. And then you were the 2023 District 2 Champion, 1D barrel, 2D barrel. What are we?
1D District
1D.
2 champion.
And then we were the 2023 Slot Race Money Earner. I did not earn any money in that slot race. We were the 2024 OBFA Top 5. Was it on her as well?
Yep, her as well.
Wow, June. You're the good one. 2024 MBHA Slot Race Reserve Champion.
Also on June.
2025 MBHA Slot Race Champion.
Also on June.
2025 Ram Rodeo Finals Champion. Barrels, poles. Were we bronc riding?
Barrels was on June. And then I ran a friend's horse in poles. I was running June in poles. And then I just thought it was too much for her. And she actually refused the gate once in poles. And she gives me her all the time. So I decided, you know what? You don't want to do poles? That's fine. You don't have to do poles. You don't have to do everything. So coming into finals, I decided I'm just not going to run my horse. So then my good friend Brittany reached out and told me that I could run her horse. So I jump rode a horse in finals. And we pulled a couple checks.
And you were the 2025 Royal Rodeo Qualifier.
Yep, both in barrels and poles. And then I also ran wheels in poles. So new horse to me in poles, and then June in barrels.
So essentially what she's saying is she's amazing, and we need to listen to her. Within reason.
Just in the sunrise, cowboy hat tossed on the dash. Coffee in a paper cup, clock says we're leaving fast.
What are the most common beginner mistakes that you see when it comes to barrel racing?
Not getting proper guidance. I think that a lot of people, when they first start barrel racing, decide that they want to do it on their own, or they want to start doing it with a horse that isn't trained for barrel racing or isn't bred.
Way overtrained
Or
for their level.
Yes, thank you. Way overtrained, and they get discouraged, and it's not fun. I think that having the correct guidance and being able to trust who is giving you your support and who's coaching you is super important.
Before Jen, that was literally my whole barrel racing career, was me teaching myself. See, June knows what I'm talking about. I was overmounted. It was me teaching me. It was green on crazy, and it was wild. What should riders focus on first?
They should focus on the basics first. Being confident in the saddle, having balance, being able to get bend from a horse properly, knowing how to properly rate or get collection from a horse. Those are all the best things to start with. It's also no fun if you start barrel racing and you are so unbalanced that you feel like you're going to fall off around a barrel. So making sure that you've got good balance is very key.
And then what would you say is the hardest habit to fix later on in your career?
Incorrect body position. For me, one of the hardest habits to fix was off-reining. And another one was trying to lift my inside shoulder when a horse wanted to go into a barrel. So off-reining means when you are running up into a barrel and say, okay, I'm going to use this. So if this is can you see this on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's my barrel and I want it to be a first barrel. Okay, so if that's my first barrel and I'm running up into my first barrel and my horse wants to drop their shoulder down into that barrel and knock it over, my instinct naturally was to do this and try and pull my horse out. But if you see my body, when I do this and try and pull my horse out, my hips are actually accidentally pushing my horse towards that barrel. So I'm actually telling them to do complete opposite of what I want them to do. And we talked a little bit about this in the second video in Barrel Racing 101. So the true correction to that is to use your inside leg to push your horse over when they want to drop that shoulder, so that you can make a clear path around your barrel.
And in your opinion, what are the biggest confidence breakers in both horses and riders?
Going in and feeling like a complete idiot. Like going into a run at a show and feeling like you don't know what you did wrong, you don't know what to do, you have no guidance, and you're feeling super lost is probably one of the hardest things to overcome. Having a good community, having a good coach, and knowing when you're going in that you've got guidance that's pushing you in the right direction is key. One of the other things that you talked about with mistakes that riders make that I wanted to add to the shouldering part is one of the other things that she's like, yeah, you make mistakes. One of the other habits that I got into is I'd be coming up to a barrel, and if my horse wanted to drop and come to the turn too soon, I would, instead of off reining and doing this, I was like, oh, I'm not going to off rein anymore. I'm just going to lift my shoulder up. And what do my hips do? Pushing my horse towards the barrel. So riding right in the middle of your tack and using your legs to get your horses off the barrel.
I feel very called out right now, just so you know.
I think everyone does it. Like, I think it's something that every single barrel racer falls into, those two habits at some point in their barrel racing career. And it's being self-aware enough to be like, oh, I definitely did that. Sometimes I'll be going around a barrel and I'm like, I get my shoulder all stuck and tight and up here. And I've got a few students that ride with me pretty well every day. And they call me out. They know to call me out and be like, what are you doing with that shoulder? I really do it going into the left. So say this is my second barrel and I want to come up in and I want to get like this, like stay off it. And then it just makes my horse, like it just tightens my horse up. And this, if I do it like this, I'm not pushing them towards the barrel with my hips, but I'm getting tight everywhere. So then instead of my horse taking 3 nice big steps around second barrel, you're in the way of second barrel. And doing that, I get tight and then my horse goes, and that's a slow barrel. She's like, come on. I do no wrong, right, June?
She's perfect.
So that's another big mistake that I see people making all the time, and I make.
Not the dances. I like the dances. How did you start riding? Like, how old were you? When did that start? Tell us.
I was probably like 6 when I started riding, so that means that I've been riding for about 30 years now.
You're that old?
I am that old.
I thought you were a lot younger.
Nope, 36.
Darn.
And over the moon, or over the hill, sorry. Yeah, so I started riding English. This is way back, like in the day where your teachers were allowed to take you home with them. So I had a teacher that had a 12-person van or something like just a monster van. And she'd pick us all up from school, or like take us back to her place from school. And there was, I think, like 5 of us students that would go home with her. She'd give us all riding lessons, and then our parents would pick us up at her farm. So like, where's the insurance on that? But yeah, like, back when doing stuff like that was okay. That's how old I am.
And how long did you ride English for until you switched over to Western?
I rode English until I was about 20. When I was 20, my sister got into a riding accident and passed away from a head injury riding her horse. And I kind of lost, I never lost interest in riding, but I took a bit of a break because it was pretty emotional for me to go to the barn. And then I had a good friend, her name's Lacey, and she started convincing me to go to her roping facility and just trail ride with her. So I started back riding that way. And then my cousin owned a senior, really well-trained barrel horse. His name is Shorty, and she offered for me to go and ride with her a little bit. And I fell in love with Shorty, and I fell in love with barrel racing, and I've been barrel racing ever since.
So it's like a good thing came from a horrible experience, but so it's hard to say because I don't want to sound like unemotional, but there is kind of like a silver.
Oh, definitely, like a silver.
It's so horrible to say. I can't finish like the sentence, but it's a hard moment, and you were able to work through it, and you never like fully lost touch with horses, which is really cool because I see a lot of people and they lose touch. Like I lost touch after my hard things, and that's so cool how you didn't, and you were strong enough to stay in it. So
right. Well, I lost interest for a little bit. I was scared for a bit. I actually had to do some serious I didn't go for anger management, but I blamed horses for my sister's death for a long time. And I had to spend a lot of time working through that emotionally, and learning how to hold my patience with horses and keep my cool. And and that was a big process. I've had quite a bit of tragedy in my life, and honestly, horses have been what have gotten me through so much. Like if my husband, anytime I'm in a funny mood or something happens in the house, the first thing he always says to me, he's like, just go out and groom a horse. Just go out to the barn, get out of the house.
We love Mark.
Go have some you time. I truly feel that I am my best self and I'm my happiest self when I'm in a barn working with horses. And that's led me to be super passionate about giving that to other people. I love watching other people find their peace and find their centering in a horse barn.
Do you think you learned a lot of that patience and like grounding that you have now from when you had to really try and go through and work through all those emotions? Like, do you think that transferred to where you are now and just you've been able to build off of that and help teach other people it?
For sure it has. Like that's when I was probably 21 is when I first learned about manifestation. So I took a deep dive into manifestation. Well, it's crazy to think like 15 years ago. And from there, just the self-awareness that it provides and the meditating is what has really helped me through some of the anger issues that I was struggling with, and just staying grounded and staying happy through everything that's happened in my life.
What was the first, whether it be Western horse or barrel horse or whoever, what was the first horse that you got when you started riding Western?
So the first Western horse that I got his name was Shorty. He was my cousin's horse.
Did you end up buying Shorty?
Sorry, I didn't buy him. I just leased him.
Okay. Well, that still counts.
And
were you barrel racing on him at the time?
Yes.
Were you doing NBHA, IPRA? What was around back then?
I was doing OBRA back then.
I remember the Niagara Barrel Racing Association.
Yes, the Niagara Barrel Racing Association had just started as well in that time. Mm-hmm. And that was back when we would go to a show and a lot of entries was 70, 80 people.
Oh, and now it's 600.
Yeah, well in Ontario it's 300 to 400.
That's wild.
But yeah, when you thought a show was huge when there was 70 or 80 people there.
So after you leased Shorty, what was that next horse? Did you keep him? Did you give him back? Where was your next jump off point?
So after I leased Shorty, I got a few fixer-upper kind of horses because
You've always been into that then.
Well, we could never afford to buy something that was finished.
Yeah.
So So we bought a few horses that were kind of fixer-uppers, and what I would do is I would train them and then sell them, and then buy my next one that was just that one step better kind of thing. Hi, Kiwi. And
On a different note, Jen's horse has no muscle soreness. I'm taking this comb and going all over her body, and she will not flinch. That is how good Jenn is with her horses.
No. That's how good my vet is.
Well, you're the one that makes the call to the vet. So
about 2 weeks ago, she had some pretty bad back soreness.
But look, she's cured. No flinching.
Well, we got her back injected. So
she's cured.
So she is
temporarily,
cured, but she can't feel it
temporarily. So you kept buying fixer uppers. What was like your first, like, oh my gosh, this horse is gonna bring me wherever?
So I thought it was gonna be June's mom.
Who was that again?
Her name's Chicky.
Oh, Chicky.
And so I bought June's mom 11 years ago, I think it would be.
Oh,
and she sustained a knee injury on the track that I didn't know about, and I bought her with a knee injury.
No.
And then so then when I got her, I sent her for training, and it didn't go well. She didn't hold up. And then we decided to breed her.
Were you married to Mark at this time?
Yes, I was. And my pizza is outside and it's raining. I'm going to get my pizza.
Run. Cover the microphone and your phone. Watch your phone too. We'll be right back in a moment. Okay, we're back, and Jenn has had her day up wet, soggy, cold pizza that's been sitting outside for 4 hours.
It wasn't wet. Pizza is fine to sit outside for 4 hours and then eat. There was no meat. Actually, there is chicken on it. That's kind of gross.
Okay, so back to where we were. June's mom kind of has sustained that injury to her knee. You sent her for training. You didn't know about the injury, and that was a dud. You were married to Mark at the time. Did you have any other? Were you guys living here?
Yes, we were living here.
And did you have other horses at the time where you were like fallback plan?
I had one. His name's Fred.
Is that the Fred I remember?
Yes, like a big bay gelding.
Yeah, Fred.
Yeah, so he was really good. He just wasn't he wasn't as competitive as she is. Like, I feel like she's just kind of another level of competitive. So
how did you make the choice to breed June's mom? Like, what was like okay, I guess we're going to do this. And then why'd you pick that stud?
June was one of those horses that was just meant to be in my life. So her mom was lame. It was the only solution for her mom. Like, it was like, okay, we have no other, there's no other use for her mom outside of breeding her.
And she had like decent blood?
Yeah, she had good bloodlines. She was a granddaughter of Dash to Fame and Mr. Eye Opener.
Ooh. I have no clue who Mr. Eye Opener is, but I know Dash to Fame.
He's a racehorse
stud,
but he's had some really good, like, he's a really, really good maternal sire. So it was our only option. We decided to breed her. Picking a stud, at the time I was still pretty nervous and still felt like I needed a bit of a babysitter. So we went to a local barn and looked at a few of their studs. And when I had said to them, like, you know, I kind of want something that's going to be quiet for me and easy to train, which is a joke because June was not easy to train.
Yeah, the thunder outside is being ominous and foreshadowing what you're about to tell us.
Right. And so when I wanted something that was going to be easy to train, they had suggested this stud. June's mom was a bit crooked up front. June's also a bit crooked up front. And he was really straight. So conformation, I know. Conformation was also part of what made us decide to choose him over the other studs that the farm had. And yeah.
And she's HV Sun Kissed or Kiss and Dash?
Kissed and Dashing.
Oh, Kiss Dash. HV Sun Kiss Dashing.
Yes, which is a mouthful. And like,
And I feel like the announcers always mess it up, and that's why I thought dashed or H.
well, yeah, that was like back in the day when it was cool to have every single stallion's name on your horse's papers when you register them. And if I could go back and rename her, I think I might.
But she's there.
But she is who she is now.
Was her mom's pregnancy difficult? Like, was there multiple times where you had to try and like rebreed her? Or was
No, it was super easy. She caught first try
and just birthed out easy.
Yeah, we actually came into the barn, and June was born standing sucking. It's one of the easiest foalings we've ever had. So then we sent her to be, well, I guess growing up, she was a total jerk. Like she broke Mark's hand when she was a week old from kicking him.
Oh my gosh.
And then we took her to a local trainer. His name's Chet, and he does a lot of working cow stuff. And he's super reputable. The first time they tried loping her, apparently she didn't have 4 feet on the floor, an entire loop around the whole arena. Like she would pull back like it was her day job. Like I couldn't keep her tied anywhere because she'd constantly be pulling back. She's quite the character. Like, and then I tried selling her a couple times.
Oh, so glad you didn't.
And hi.
When she was younger, like how old were you when you tried to sell her? How old was she? Sorry,
I tried selling her as a 3 or 4 year old, and she was like just slow-footed and had no interest in going fast or doing anything overly exciting.
She's been really good for like younger people to ride. Like I know,
like my kids,
and I rode her when I didn't have a horse, and like she took care of me quite a bit, which was really nice.
Yeah, my kids would ride her and stuff like that. So then I thought, oh, maybe I'll just, she's slow-footed and has no interest in being a workhorse. So maybe I'll just sell her to someone who wants to trail ride or something like that. So then they came to the farm and I got on her, and within the first like 3 minutes of me being on her, she freaking took off on me. And like the first time she's ever taken off, and the lady was like, yeah, I'm not getting on that horse, which is fair. And then I tried selling her as a 6-year-old. I think after her first derby, 7-year-old after her second derby year.
Yeah, and that would have been 23.
Yeah, 23. I sent her or 24. I sent her to Oklahoma, and she was horrible. She kicked the crap out of the lady's trailer.
She actually?
Yeah,
I didn't know she went down to Oklahoma to be sold.
She attacked 2 staff members. She kicked the lady, the broker, twice. Like she turned into a complete rogue monster.
You know how we talked about signs and everything?
Yeah.
She was like, no.
Oh, for sure.
When did she start to like get good and less violent and unpredictable?
She wasn't unpredictable with me,
but it was everybody else. So
yeah, like,
when was that point where you could like put her with people outside of your family, and you weren't like, she might kill you, be careful?
I never thought that she would kill someone, like, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like I never thought that she had it in her to hurt someone, like kick someone like she did that broker. I think that she had left, what's itchy? She had left home, and she was so upset, and she just like wanted to come back home.
Yeah.
And well, it worked. Because we brought her back, and it took about a month or 2 months to get her to the point where I felt like I was safe working around her, because she came home, and then she threatened to kick me a few times, which was super unusual.
She was probably really pissed at you, to be honest.
Probably.
She felt like, screw you, Mom.
Right. And then it took a couple months, and she'd slowly become back to her normal self like this. But she's always been just a little fractious, like in the sense of she's a bit hot-headed and she's quick-footed.
Grumpy sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes grumpy. And it's just June's world and we all live in it.
When did you start to be like, okay, this horse is going to be like my next big thing?
Last year. When I went to sell her as a 7-year-old to Oklahoma, it was one of those things that I thought that I had maxed her out.
Really?
Yeah. And then I went and I took lessons with a couple NFR qualifiers, and I just leveled up my who I rode with, and that was the pivot point.
And like, is that 2024-ish?
That was 2024 and 2025.
Holy moly, where do you keep your saddles now? On the floor.
That one's good to stay there. Okay. Don't worry about it. That one goes in my trailer.
So then 2024, what is your like most memorable run? Like your holy crap, this is like, this might be, like nothing might ever top this. Like, what is that run for you?
So far it's been the slot race run of the 2025 slot race run. Cause she clocked. Like we were running against an NFR qualifier,
NFR
horses.
competitor.
Yeah. Like NFR horses. I'm pretty sure, Edwin has won worlds. Like we were competing against some pretty.
I remember watching that. We'll have to find that clip. But I remember being like, Jen, you got this. And like, I think Natalie I think it was Natalie, Olivia, and myself. I think we're like, Jen's gonna win this. Yeah. Like Jen is gonna win this. And Mark's like, shut up, like don't say it. Like just let her do her thing. And we're like, no, Jen's gonna win this. And then she ran. And we're like, oh my god! And you were one of the last ones to go, I think.
Yeah.
So like you had sealed the deal.
Yeah. Well, the last few riders was like, I was holding my breath for sure.
But we were like, she's gonna win this, and then you ended up winning it. I remember it was so exciting.
Yeah. And
where are you at now with June? Like what's your like? Give me like your 5-year plan with June.
Oh gosh, that she's still sound in 5 years. No. So right now, about 3 months ago, I went and I filled my WPRA permit.
How do you do that quickly? Just don't go too in depth, but like.
Okay, so you need to make $1,000 at WPRA sanctioned events. And if it's a jackpot, you need to make $1,000 in the 1D. So I wanted to make sure that I had my permit filled before hitting up the rodeos because I wanted all my earnings to count. So if you're running on a permit, your earnings don't count towards making circuit finals. Oh. So I wanted all my earnings to count towards making circuit finals. So I wanted to make sure that I filled my permit before the First Frontier circuit started. Mm-hmm. So I went to a big barrel race in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, and I filled it in a weekend. So we were first, and second, and got our permit filled. So that was pretty cool.
And then from here, you're just gonna continue. Like, are you? I know, like, if I say something, sometimes it like trips me up, and then that doesn't happen. But like, what are you wanting to qualify for? Like, what's a huge rodeo or barrel race or something that you want to qualify for? Maybe this year or next year.
My goal this year is to make First Frontier circuit finals.
Where's that one again?
That is the northeastern states. So it's. I don't know. It's like Maine, Delaware,
like easy to
Pennsylvania, some are in Ohio, New York. So yeah. So that whole like upper state pocket on the east side.
And is your goal to like qualify for that in 26 or 27? Like obviously 26 would be great, and you're already halfway there. It feels like, but
my goal is to qualify in 26. So I've gone to 5 rodeos so far. I've pulled checks at 3 of them.
Woohoo!
And I have, the season is still super, super young. Mm-hmm. So I think like June takes a while. So after she's had time off, she takes, does that feel good? She takes a long time, like a couple months to like get back in the groove of things. So I gave her a few months off, and then it's taken us a little bit to get back in the groove of things, but I feel like we've gotten our mojo back, and we're going to go out and kick some butt now.
Okay, this is gonna sound like cheesy because I feel like every single barrel racer, as soon as they get their barrel saddle, they're like, I'm gonna make the NFR. For you, I feel like that could be realistic. So like realistically, like not like little girl got her first barrel saddle dreaming on her half dead lame pony. Like, is that something that you would realistically shoot for?
Yes, so it's definitely in my long-term goal list. But I haven't decided. I need to decide whether I prefer futurities or I prefer barrel races, rodeos at this point. I have a little breeding program. Like I've got her son, and he's by Shawnee Bug Leo, and then I bred her to Knickers and a Knot. And I have an older Dash to Fame mare that has tons of 1D progeny. And so far on the ground out of her, I have a Slick, a Shawnee Bug Leo, a Fury of the Wind,
Out of Miss Fad,
and a Goodbye Lane.
Yeah.
And then we have a Blazin' Jetalina in the oven right now.
Woohoo!
So I really just have to decide whether I want to go out and futurity the young ones. I haven't gone to the big futurities yet, so that's something that.
What is Miss Faz and like that, and like the sire or the studs that you're breeding to? Like, are they all enrolled in the same incentive programs?
So the incentive programs are mostly based off of the stud, unless you're looking at Legendary Mamas, I think it's called. So
are they all like roughly the same?
They're all incentive babies except for the Fury of the Wind. Furies are not in the incentives, but there's still huge futurities that we can go to. Are you mad that I'm talking about not rodeoing?
She's like, yeah, screw you.
Yeah, there's still like tons of really big futurities that we can go to. Like you don't have to go to the incentives in order to futurity.
Yeah. And then are you planning on, like, obviously you're talented enough to do it because look at June, but like, are you planning on building another homemade baby to rodeo on so you can build up your team? Or like what would your angle be there? Because you see a lot of the NFR qualifiers and stuff like that, and they either have this huge team and there's a bunch of different horses and they get it from different people and they're just riding them, and then you have some that are like that sole horse that they own and raise. Like what would your angle be, I guess, for the whole rodeo season as well?
Right. So far I've like this year I'm just going to continue on June. I have another horse, Kiwi, that I think could be a contender, but she's we're having some foot stuff going on with her, so we're working through that, and once we get that figured out, I think she could probably go out and be competitive. But for now I just have to feel out what my young ones do for next year and the year after. Next year I do plan on futuritying my Slick, and then I have another 3-year-old to futurity. Well, she'll be 4 to futurity.
So exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to futurity them because I'm going to be going to the bigger futurities. So
is there anything else cool that you want to tell us? Give us a sneak peek. Because I'm going to be the OG of interviewer of Jen before she's extra famous and extra hot in the horse world.
I plan to I shouldn't say only because that's a broad statement, but I plan for the majority of the horses that I run and that I compete on be homebred horses, because over the last, 5 years or whatever.
Building this breeding program.
Pardon?
You've been building it.
I've been building it, but I've also taken in tons of horses on training or, purchase horses for resale. And I am amazed at how much easier it is to work with, train, and do things with homebred horses. Like, I think that we've been able to put the right foundation on them from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a really, really big difference in the kind of adult horse that they're becoming. So,
Well, I like to say that I was an
am I making you angry? You don't like that
Probably not.
spot anymore?
I was an OG Jen student. Like, were you taking other students at the time when I kind of?
Kind of.
I don't even know how I came around. All I know is Jen just popped into my life one day.
We had family, like we had mutual family friends, and you were very lost.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you just needed, I more was like came into your life to try and be a positive support system rather than even a coach. Like I think we had a family friend that had talked to me and asked me to kind of hang out with you and take you under my wing a bit. Not hang out with you because you didn't have friends that hang out with you.
I was the weird horse girl in school.
You just needed positive support.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And then I think, was that the time where my mare was just getting like injured and sick, or was that like pre?
It was, we did one lesson before your mare got sick.
Oh, imagine how awesome it could have been if she didn't get sick. She was such a cool mare. Yeah. She was crazy, but she was cool. Cool. No, Jen, I'd like to think of myself as an OG. But no, Jen has been in my life for a really long time now. And it's been cool to see her like just do all this cool stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I know her. And it's cool.
It's more hard work than glamour, believe me.
Yeah, but take the spotlight I'm putting on you because
I don't like the spotlight.
I know, but we're getting used to it. But you'll be able to see a lot more of Jen's stuff. I don't actually think she has. Do you have a YouTube channel name?
Or Hazelview Farms.
It's Hazelview Farms. So
everything is Hazelview Farms.
Yeah, go follow her on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and YouTube on Hazelview Farms because myself, and I will be editing a bunch of Jen's videos through Dust in the Media. And you will see a lot more of this pretty little gray mare and a lot more of Jen, Superstar Jen. So go follow her stuff and subscribe and like because she'll be sad if you don't. Say goodbye, June.